What's going on, guys? Kasani Chishimba here of the Urban Sports Report. And we just had Sixers basketball, so let's start talking about it. Now, obviously, it was just a scrimmage. I know it was just a scrimmage. But there were still some takeaways, some things that I noticed. So let's start off right at the point of attack. Shake Milton. All right, so the thing I noticed with Shake was solid. The thing I noticed the most about Shake that really stood out to me was just his ability to get into the lane and to really make the defense freeze. He just does it in a way that we haven't had before. You know, we're used to Ben Simmons running the point guard, and with Ben at the point, you know, obviously the defense plays differently because, you know, he didn't have a perimeter shot as a point guard before. You know, there was no fear of, you know, when a pick and roll came going over under the screen where that he was going to pull up. But Shake, he brings such a different dynamic to the team with him at the point. I feel like it's crazy because the thing I really like about it is that in the Sixers lineup, obviously Shake Milton isn't the best player. But when you have a player who's not the best player that's able to garner so much attention, it just makes you really think about the ability that and the opportunities that it creates for Joel, for Ben, for Tobias, and for Jay Rich. So I think that's going to be a great asset to the team. And the fact that he's a threat with and without the ball is very major for Shake Milton. And I think that was one of the main things that allowed him to be inserted into the lineup. Not only do you have somebody that can ball handle and can shoot off the dribble, but you have somebody that can also give the ball up, move around, and then get to his spot and then knock down open shots. And he can knock them down all over the court. So that was the one thing that really stuck out to me, just the ability to now be able to run those pick and rolls more than we ever have before. So that's going to be major. Next up, let's go to Joel Embiid. We got some other things to talk about, but let's go to Joel Embiid. I think Joel Embiid, first of all, Joel Embiid has to stop rolling on the floor. Listen, he's got to stop. The Sixers were in transition, and just in like the peripheral of the screen, at the top of the screen, you just see Joel doing cartwheels on the floor when he stumbled. I'm like, whoa. Slow up, big guy. We can't be doing this in game one of the scrimmages. But outside of that, Joel, it looked like he was really spacing out yesterday. I'm not sure how many threes he took total. Off the top of my head, I feel like he took like 3 or 4. He only played 13 minutes, so you could tell that, you know, Brett is really trying to ease him in. Brett is talking about getting him to 38 minutes. I don't know about all that. But the one thing I will say about Joel Embiid that not really a cause of concern, but I do think that it should be a point of emphasis for the Sixers at practice is Embiid as a screener and him improving in that way. Because we always talk about Joel needs to get on the block. Joel needs to get on the block. And yes, that is true. But Joel also has to be versatile. You know, this is basketball in 2020. This isn't the 90s, you know, where you're just dumping the ball down to Ewing and Shaq, things of that nature. Joel Embiid has to be versatile. So as much as he's going to, you know, get his post-ups, which I actually think he actually leads the league in post-ups. So he's going to get his post-ups, but Joel Embiid is going to have to be effective as a screener, a roller, or in the screen and popping out for a jump shot. So that's going to be important. And this has always been Joel, so it's not really like anything new, but I just want him to sometimes get down the court faster. I feel like that sometimes leads to that 3 that he gets as the trailer because he's just so late. Not that he's necessarily the last person getting down, but he's like so late getting down the floor. I don't know what you do to really change that. I don't know if during free throws you take him out the lane. I'm not exactly sure, but it's just something that sticks out to me as something that we could work on, you know, in the next couple of weeks as we're getting geared up for the playoffs. Let's talk about Ben. To me, the most important thing was not that he hit a 3. It was the most important thing was that he shot 2 threes. And just him showing that, I want to see how it progresses because we've seen Ben, you know, shoot a 3 here and there. But this was the first time, credit to him, that he shot 2 real 3-pointers in a game. And honestly, if he says, I'm going to shoot 1 to 3 3-pointers every game, that will be great. I feel like that in and of itself is enough. And if he could just knock down at a solid clip, because more times than not, they're going to be open. And if he starts to shoot them with a level of regularity, it's going to be situations where people start to close out on him more, and it creates driving opportunities, and it just makes the offense that much more dynamic. But outside of just that, Ben Simmons' playmaking is just elite. And it just showed so much yesterday. I mean, I think he had 9 assists yesterday. He was just getting guys open all over the place. He's a live wire anywhere. It doesn't matter if he's playing the point forward. It doesn't matter if he's playing the point guard. Ben Simmons is a basketball player. He's just a basketball player. If you put him on the court, he's going to make plays, whether it be in transition, whether it be from the block. It doesn't matter where you put him. It could be on the elbow. Ben Simmons is going to make plays. And it showed a lot yesterday. He is so critical to our offense because he gets a lot of the role players involved in ways and creates shots for them that otherwise they wouldn't have if he wasn't on the court, because nobody else is that dynamic of a playmaker. And I really think that it showed that Ben Simmons doesn't have to be a point guard to be a facilitator. And this is what a lot of people have been harping on for years. And I feel like we kind of saw a glimpse into it yesterday. Ben Simmons does not need to be a point guard in order to facilitate. It will not take away from him, because if anything, he's going to be closer to the rim when he's guarding bigs, getting those rebounds. And there was one point when he got the ball off of a rebound or a steal or something, and it was close to the opposite baseline. And you just instantly saw every other Sixer on the floor just turn their head and start running. And that's because they know that when Ben gets the ball, run. Because he's going to find you, and he's just so dynamic in the open floor. And he just, when he's coming down the middle of that lane, the way the defense just converges on him and they can't take their eyes off him, it's amazing, because it really does remind you of why he was originally compared to LeBron James, because they're not, that ability is just uncanny. It's like when you just see him as he crosses over half court, all the eyes just turn directly to him, and guys start to lose sight of their man that they were originally guarding, and it just creates so many opportunities for threes and transition opportunities. So that was good to see, as always. You know, we hadn't seen Ben really since before the All-Star break, because, you know, the back situation, and he didn't really play in Milwaukee. So it was good to see him. We hadn't seen him since, I want to say, February 11th. So that was good to see him out there looking good, looking healthy, still fast, still strong. Great sign. Tobias's defense, just want to shout that out. Tobias was active on defense. You know, he sometimes gets a little bit of flack for his lack of defensive ability, but he tries. And on a team that has so many other good natural and elite defenders, we don't need Tobias to be an elite defender. We just need him to show, you know, consistent effort. And the team overall was really locked in yesterday. Like, they had a point where it's just like, you know, what did Zumov say? Locking all windows and doors.
Sixers lock all windows and doors. Lock all windows and doors, and looking to lock all windows and doors. And in fact, they do.
And it just looked good. And I think like that's going to be their calling card. This team defense is what's going to get them to the finals. Like that's going to be it. They're going to have to just be a team where you get one shot and one shot only. And if you're not getting a shot, we're getting a steal, because you have guys like Matisse and Ben. Tobias had a couple of deflections yesterday. You got Jay Rich, who was always active. Shake Milton with the 7-foot wingspan. So we have a lot of guys who are, you know, tall and have length. So that's going to be major. But that was pretty much my takeaways. Overall, the Sixers look good. They almost blew a third quarter lead. So I was like, okay, we're really back to normal. But it was good. It was good hearing the Sixers music play during the game. I like how they have like the home court themes going on with the digital boards going around to kind of give it like the feel of a home game. And I'm looking forward to see how they expand upon that. But overall, I like what I saw. So look, tell me what you thought. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be doing videos with everything that's going on between practices, after games, everything. And make sure also, if anything, to submit questions if you want to talk about anything. This is a conversation I want to have with you guys. This isn't just a situation where I want you guys to tune in just to hear me talk about what's going on. But whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on YouTube, feel free to have questions and comment. and bring up other topics that we could talk about, because this, at the end of the day, it's a conversation. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and look out for the next one. Peace.